How much cheaper is it living in South Jersey than New York? Well, in this video, we're going to be breaking down the cost of living in New York City compared to life here in South Jersey.
If you're thinking about moving out of New York City and making South Jersey home, you're going to want to stick around because we're going to highlight some of the key points and the differences in the cost of living.
If this happens to be your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, working, and playing, or the good, the bad of living in South Jersey, then definitely subscribe and tap that notification bell so that you can be the first to learn about everything in the current market in South Jersey.
My name is Braden, and my partner Trey and I get calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are looking for help with making their move to South Jersey, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, be sure to give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to chat with you about living in South Jersey. Now, once upon a time, I called New York City my home. And yes, I did make it past the 10-year mark to get my New Yorker badge of honor. And maybe you're just like me and you're starting to think about looking for a little bit of a simpler life. And maybe you're thinking about the ability to actually see the stars in the sky at night. And you're wondering if South Jersey is right for you. With so many people working from home, you can really get a big bang for your buck and still keep your job. And you still have the ability to commute into the city whenever it's needed. You might be wondering if a move to South Jersey is worth it. So let's break down what it costs to live in South Jersey.
We're going to start by looking at the cost of housing. Since that's probably the first thing you're going to be thinking about and the most expensive, it's not going to shock or surprise anyone to learn that the cost of living is almost 57.5% less here than in New York City. According to Realtor.com, the average home in New York City is $825,000. Well, right here in South Jersey, your average home price is going to be a lot closer to $375,000. That's a huge chunk of savings. But it doesn't stop there.
Let's talk about dining out. Let's say you're grabbing a meal at an inexpensive restaurant in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. That's going to cost you around $17, while in New York City, you're looking at probably a 76.5% increase, with prices soaring to around $30 for a similar experience. And if you're planning a romantic dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant, a 3-course meal in South Jersey sets you back $75 compared to a hefty $130 in New York City, marking a 73.3% hike.
Now let's just say you and the kids are going out to enjoy a meal, and even if you're stopping by for a quick bite at McDonald's, your average fast food combo meal is going to be $12. Well, $8.50 is what you'll pay here in the Garden State. If you're a family of 3, it's actually going to cost you more to grab that Big Mac meal than a family of 4 would in South Jersey.
Now, if you're heading over to the drinks department, a pint of domestic beer in Mount Laurel is quite a steal at $3. But hold on to your hats, because in New York, that same pint skyrockets to $8.50. Imported beer and regular cappuccinos and high-end coffees are gonna follow suit with a significant price increase in New York City. Now, for those of you who are keeping a close eye on your grocery bill, the differences are equally stark. Essentials like milk, bread, rice, and eggs all come in at higher prices in New York, with some items like chicken showing a staggering 140% price increase compared to buying those same essentials right here in South Jersey.
On average, the cost of groceries is about 25% less in South Jersey than in New York City, with some key differences. For example, your average apple is going to be about $2.25, while in the Big Apple, that same slice of fruit is going to run you $3.11 for a difference of 38%. The The cost of a loaf of bread is almost 72% higher, costing you $2.50 in the Garden State, while running you $4.29 for a loaf in Manhattan. The point is that even simple day-to-day living can cost you a lot.
Oh, and for anyone who is shopping at D'Agostino's or Wegmans, let me tell you, our grocery aisles down here actually have room for you to get a full cart of groceries down them. And there's no schlepping a week's worth of groceries and one of those granny carts either.
But switching gears, if you're the shopper in your family who's gonna make sure that everyone's outfitted with the newest threads, well then shoes and clothing are also gonna be a big price tag difference between South Jersey and New York.
For example, a pair of jeans set you back about $56 in South Jersey, and that price skyrockets by 23.9% to $69.36 once you hit the New York City streets. Summer vibes can get pricier too. Dresses from spots like Zara or H&M climb from $35 in South Jersey to over $45 in New York City. And for the sneakerheads out there, lacing up a pair of mid-range Nike running shoes edges from about $92 in South Jersey to $98 in New York City. And for those of you who are looking for a pair of fancy leather dress shoes, that average price leaps from $118 in South Jersey to a hefty $164 in New York City.
Now these are just some day-to-day living examples, but there are some things that definitely give you an advantage in city life. For example, getting from point A to point B in New York City, that might just have South Jersey edged out. Because you see, in the Big Apple, public transportation is definitely the lifeblood of the city. This means that getting around is on average about 20% cheaper in New York City compared to South Jersey.
That's right. Despite all the tales of the high living costs in New York City, when it comes to hopping on a subway or catching a bus, New Yorkers have a bit of an advantage financially.
If we shift gears from transportation to the world of childcare and education, the financial landscape takes a sharp turn. The cost of childcare showcases a stark contrast between these two locations. Let me break this down for you. For parents in South Jersey, a full day of private preschool or kindergarten for one kiddo is going to set you back about $1,950 a month. Meanwhile, across the bridge in New York City, hold on to your wallets because that number skyrockets to $3,057.95, marking a hefty 56.8% increase.
And for those of you who are playing the long game, maybe you're thinking about future schooling, New York City's private middle schools are in a league of their own, with the average tuition hitting over $40,000 annually. Compare that to South Jersey, where the average private middle school hovers around $15,000. That's right. We're looking at around a 63% difference that doesn't just stop at middle school, but extends into private elementary and high schools as well. So as you navigate these decisions, whether you're mapping out your commute or planning for your child's education, it's clear that each location has its own set of financial pros and cons. It's all about balancing what's most important to you and your family's lifestyles and needs.
To round this all out, let's dive into the math and crunch some numbers to give you a clear picture of what we're looking at in terms of the cost of living between South Jersey and the hustle and bustle of New York. When we throw all these numbers into the mix and take a step back, what we're seeing is living in South Jersey is on average 35.5% less expensive than making your home in New York City. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This actually means that you could be earning 40% less in your annual salary and still enjoy the same quality of life that you're accustomed to in the Big Apple.
But here's the kicker, and it's good news for anyone considering making the switch from New York City to South Jersey. While the median average household income sits at around $100,000 in Manhattan, South Jersey boasts a median average household income of $102,000. What does that mean for you? Essentially, if you're pondering a job switch along with your move, you're likely to make just as much dough on average here in South Jersey, all while slashing your day-to-day expenses by a whopping 40%.
So for those of you thinking about making that leap, the numbers are speaking loud and clear here. South Jersey isn't just offering you a change of scenery, it's offering you lifestyle where your paycheck stretches a little bit farther and you don't have to compromise on the quality of life.
It's about making smart moves, and folks, this one's a no-brainer. If you enjoyed this video, be sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be the first to know about what it's like living down here in South Jersey.